smoke cigarettes or nothing like that. They raised me to be a great man. And I didn't want to follow that. I was in church younger just because they were there. I really wasn't there. And I guess during high school years, I felt like I wasn't fitting in with everybody else, so I wanted to be accepted. So I did whatever it took to be accepted, whether it was smoking or taking pills or drinking or whatever it took. And throughout the years, I just became so wrapped up in that I couldn't get away from it anymore. That was who I had become because of that, because of the people that I surrounded myself by. And I graduated high school and tried to move away from West Memphis, Arkansas, and Marion, Arkansas, where I'm from, to get away from all that, because at that point I knew that I wasn't doing right. My parents had even told me that I wasn't going down the right path. And, I moved away, but I wasn't running from anything. What was hindering me, what was inside of me, the desires of my heart, what I wanted. The addiction had me so entangled that there was only one way to get away from it, but I didn't know what that way was at that time. I got in trouble. I was living in Houston, Arkansas, about 20 minutes outside of Conway, and I got in a little bit of trouble there, nothing too serious. Went to jail a couple times. Ended up getting out of that because my grandmother paid for an attorney, and baby boy, she wanted to take care of him and keep him from going down the wrong path. Moved back home to my mom and dad's. Shortly after, I met a girl and I had a daughter, August 26, 2010. But I was already selling drugs at that point. I was selling pot. And, when she was 4 months old, I got robbed at gunpoint. Some guys come to my house and robbed me at gunpoint. My daughter's laying on the floor, and that was kind of an eye-opener at that point. But her mother just took her and kept her from me. And I didn't have any responsibilities at that point anymore. And that was another void in my life that I was trying to fill, because I wanted my daughter so bad in my life, but I wasn't the man that she needed me to be, and her mother knew that. So I kept doing the same things, kept running with the same crowds, doing the same thing, bad attitudes. Just thought I was the man around there, I really wasn't nothing. I went to prison. My first time when I was 21, I did 2 years. Got released October 7th of 2013 and went back to Houston, Arkansas with my grandmother, once again trying to run from everything because I didn't want to go back to West Memphis where everybody knew me. And I say I did good, but I just conned my parole officer. Was deceitful and manipulated him for about 6 months. But I immediately got out and started selling drugs again. I fell into using methamphetamines and selling methamphetamines. And became a person that I always told myself I wouldn't become, an evil person. I used everybody around me to get what I wanted. I didn't care how it made them feel or anything. I went to prison again for a second time, on my daughter's birthday. Her mother was actually going to let me come and see her for her birthday. It was her third birthday, and fourth birthday. And I got arrested that day. I was supposed to leave work and go to her birthday party, and I got arrested. Once again, the bad father that her mother did not want there, but was going to give me a second chance, and I failed once again. Went back to prison. I did another year or so, and got released. And at this point, my grandmother was sick with cancer and passed away while I was in there. The only person that I had there for me, my parents didn't want anything to do with me or the lifestyle that I was living. Don't get me wrong, they still love me, but what's this tough love? And that's what they were showing me. I got released and went right back to the same town and immediately started doing the exact same things. Did not even hesitate, didn't report to my parole officer. I was angry at everybody around me. And that was the only thing I knew to do was go back to selling dope and this and that, and run the streets. I became affiliated with a gang, and that didn't lead nowhere any better, 3 months after being released, I went back to prison again. I did a year and a half. February 10th of last year, I got released from prison, and I was free. I was off parole. I didn't have anybody to report to. I was a free man, so I thought. But I wasn't free from those chains that were weighing me down my whole entire life. The chains that got shorter and shorter and shorter and heavier and heavier and heavier every single time that I went back to it. Remind you, I got out February the 10th. I immediately started using a needle, shooting up methamphetamines. Became violent to everybody, even my so-called friends that were around me. Everybody was out to get me, and I was out to get them. May the 24th, well, back it up, May 12th, Mother's Day, we had my grandmother's memorial at Petty Jean Mountain. We spread her ashes up there, and I was there physically because I refused to miss that day. I missed her funeral, and I refused to miss that day, but mentally I was not there. I was coming down from a 3-week run of being up, and I was not there. But watching my father spread her ashes off that waterfall, and that hit me. It hit my heart. It broke me. But I still wasn't completely broken. It took another 2 weeks. May the 24th, the girlfriend that I was with at the time left. I beat her up really, really bad over nothing. We just got into an argument and became violent because I had become a violent person. I had become evil. The drugs had literally grabbed a hold of my soul and ripped my soul out completely. I had no soul, no heart, I didn't care for anybody. So that Tuesday morning on May the 24th, I hit my knees and I cried. I didn't know what else to do. My parents had been trying to get me into John 3:16 ministries for 2 years, and I just refused to go. I wasn't ready. But when I finally reached out and cried and asked God what to do, that's when He told me. He reminded me of John 3:16 ministries. And I called and I did the over-the-phone interview, and as soon as I hung up with him, I called my mom, and my mom was at the same point that you were. I can't help you. You have to call your dad. My hands are tied. I want to, but I can't. And I did. I called my dad, and that took every bit of pride I had. I had to swallow every single ounce of it to do that. I called him, and I explained a little bit about what was going on and why I wanted help and that I wanted to go. And he told me at that point that it was a holiday weekend, and he didn't know if he was going to be able to get me that week or not, but he would get me there for Sunday services. And I said, Dad, I don't care when you come and get me. Just come and get me out of this place. If I stay here, it's not going to be good. I'll never get help. I'll never do any better. Hung up the phone, I hit my knees, and I cried, God, please let him come and get me today. Without the faith that I didn't have faith at that time, I immediately went back out and was going to do the same thing that I didn't know when he was going to get there. I would sit down and I just pulled up another shot of meth. My phone rang. It was my dad. He sent me a message and he said that he was in Little Rock and he'd be there in about 45 minutes to pick me up to have my bags packed, and he didn't have time to run around. And I walked away from that shot that day. Gave the guy that was there everything I had and told him that I was done. And he said, man, what? He said, you're just not happy because you don't have a pocket full of money and a pocket full of dope. I said, man, it's not about that anymore. Sometimes I just want to be, you just want to be happy. Got with my parents and went home to Marion with them. And I asked my dad why he decided over a 6-year period of time that why he never come and got me before when I cried out for help. And he said, because I could tell during those times you was just asking for a handout. He said, but this time something told me after I hung up the phone with you to come and get you, or I wasn't ever going to see you again. That whole week I tried to get my buddies to come and get me. I was trying to back out of going to John 3:16. My best friend at the time told me, he said, God spoke through him. I'm not coming to get you. You haven't even tried yet. You go to this ministry and you try to change your life and give it a chance. If you get there and you don't like it, call me. I'll come and get you. As long as you've tried. I have the utmost respect for him at that point because he could have just come and got me and I could still be out there doing the same thing and be dead or back in prison. I went to the ministry that Sunday on May the 29th. They weren't even supposed to be accepting anybody that week. They accepted me on my first visit. I got in the green room and I told Brian, I said, I'm tired of being a burden. And if I don't get accepted here today, I don't care where I have to go, I'm getting help. Brian said that's all I needed to hear was you were tired of being a burden. You can be a blessing now. And I don't get me wrong, there was times within those first couple of months that I was ready to go. I mean, 110-degree weather, covered in poison ivy, swinging a weed eater all day. You know, it tests your faith. It tests how broken you really are. And I was broke because I didn't give up. I refused to go back to the lifestyle that I was living. And then I stayed at John 3:16, 8.5 months. Throughout this course of time, I made lifelong brothers. 2 of them are sitting back there in the back today. And lifelong family members that I'll never forget, and I'll always be indebted to. God has changed the desires of my heart completely. When I went to the ministry, it was really only to get the girlfriend back. But over about 2 months or so, I let go and gave her to God. Told him, "Dude, she's yours. Do with her as you please. Whatever it takes to get her to cry out to you and seek help," because she was still wrapped up in her addiction. For about 3.5 months, I never heard anything from her, so I had done let go, and it was over. You know, if God didn't want her in my life, that's why she didn't reply back to my letters. And then she wrote me again, and I just read through everything that was going on because God had gave me that knowledge and that wisdom to understand lies from the truth. Reading the Bible and seeking His Word daily and striving to do better every day. I was supposed to graduate November the 27th, and I didn't have a plan, a solid plan or nothing. I was just going to go back to Mom and Dad's and look for a handout, But I talked to a friend there, Justin Smith, and so now I just wish the Lord would give me a sign on what to do, whether to stay longer or send me somebody that I can sow into and help or whatever. Praise the Lord, my parents showed up that Sunday with a guy that was trying to get in that I never met before in my life. And at first I was just like, yeah, another guy trying to get in. Amen. Seeking help. Cool. During the middle of the service, the Lord spoke to me, and just as clear as I'm speaking to y'all tonight, He told me, here's your sign. You asked for it. Here it is. What are you going to do with it now? I stayed for his interview, and I got to go into the green room with him. I got to go in the green room for a second time. That was a blessing to not be the one being interviewed. Mr. Bryan asked me, "Conrad, are you going to stay for 2 more months if this guy gets in here today?" I said, "Mr. Bryan, I would love to, because I believe the Lord has sent this guy here for me to help." And to have that man look me in my eye, shake my hand, and tell me that he loves me and that he's proud of what I've become was the greatest thing to hear. The Lord has restored the relationship with my parents, who I had no contact with in a 6-year period after graduating high school. And my little sister's back in my life. Renewal of the mind, desires in my heart have changed. Before, all I wanted to do was do evil and get whatever I could out of people and hurt them in any way possible to get what I needed. And now I just want to help everybody. Even if you need a shirt off my back, I'll give it to you. I wear this shirt right here proudly today because this is the place that I was able to go to find life. I didn't know any other way to do it because none of my ways before it worked. I tried several different ways. But there was always that void that only one thing in your life can fill, and that's the love of Jesus Christ. He came for the weak and the brokenhearted. He came for us because we are His strongest soldiers. We're the ones that can reach out to other men in addiction or women in addiction, kids, whatever the case may be, because they're going to listen to us because we've been there, we've done that. My parents told me everything that I heard at the ministry this whole entire time, but I didn't listen to them because they hadn't been through what I had been through. It took somebody who had been in my shoes and walked in my path for me to understand. And that's what I want to do today. I want to be able to get into a youth ministry. I want to lead teenagers away from the path of evil onto the path of righteousness. God has put that desire on my heart. I'm a blessed man today. I have love in my heart for each and every one of y'all, and I don't even know y'all. But if there's anything that I can do